They say cats can see beyond the living. Some believe they watch spirits. Others think they stare into the spaces between worlds. But there's one thing they all agree on. If your cat starts watching something you can't see, you must follow the rules. Because once it begins, you'll never truly be alone again. This story isn't fiction. It's a warning. Rule 1. Don't interrupt the stare. It started the night I moved into this old house on Hollow Creek Road. My cat, Luna, froze by the living room wall and stared, eyes wide, tail puffed. I laughed at first. Cats stare at bugs, right? But there were no bugs, just peeling wallpaper and silence. Her body trembled. Then she hissed, low and long. I waved my hand in front of her, trying to break her trance. That was my first mistake. The temperature dropped instantly. I saw my breath. Luna turned toward me slowly, but her pupils were gone. Her eyes were white. She looked through me, like I was invisible. Then she blinked 3 times, slow, deliberate, and her eyes returned to normal. She meowed once and ran to the bedroom. Later, I found claw marks on the wall she'd been staring at. Deep, like something had clawed from the inside out. Rule 2. Never follow where its tail points. The next night, I noticed Luna sitting by the doorway, tail twitching. She raised it, straight, and pointed it toward the hallway. I followed her gaze. There was nothing there, until the light flickered. For half a second, I saw a tall figure standing in the hall, head bent too far, arms hanging wrong. Then darkness. I froze. Luna's fur bristled, her tail still aimed like an arrow. She let out a soft growl, not at the figure, but at me. I realized then what she was saying. Don't look. I turned away, heart racing. Behind me, I heard footsteps. Slow, dragging ones. They stopped behind my chair. And then, nothing. Rule 3. Don't feed it after midnight. At 12:03 a.m., Luna meowed at her empty bowl. I poured food without thinking. She sniffed it, but didn't eat. Then I heard it, a faint purring sound behind me. When I turned, Luna was gone, but the food was moving. Something invisible was bending over the bowl, dragging its tongue through the kibble. I stepped back, frozen, and whispered Luna's name. The sound stopped. Then, in a wet, gurgling voice, something whispered back, "She's not hungry." I grabbed my flashlight. The beam hit the bowl, and for a second I saw a gray, twisted hand vanish under the counter. When Luna returned 10 minutes later, her mouth was wet. But it wasn't food she'd been eating. Rule 4. Check its eyes before dawn. I didn't sleep that night. Around 3:33 a.m., I remembered something I read online. Look into your cat's eyes to see what it sees. So I did. I turned on the flashlight and found Luna sitting on the dresser, staring right at me. Her pupils reflected the light, and I saw myself in them. But not exactly. My reflection was smiling. I wasn't. I turned off the flashlight and backed away. The reflection didn't move with me. It stayed, still smiling, in her eyes. I heard whispering behind me. Hundreds of tiny voices saying, "Don't break the gaze." When I finally blinked, it stopped, and Luna fell over like she'd fainted. Rule 5. If it brings you a gift, don't touch it. Around 2 a.m. the next night, I woke up to scratching sounds under my bed. Luna crawled out, dragging something. It looked like a small hand, pale, moving. She dropped it beside me and meowed. I jumped back, covering my mouth. The hand twitched, fingernails scraping the floor. The air stank of soil and blood. Luna purred loudly, louder than I'd ever heard. I grabbed a towel, wrapped the thing up, and threw it into the fireplace. As it burned, I heard faint whispering again. That was mine. The smoke rose, forming a human shape that vanished through the ceiling. Luna looked satisfied, but her eyes stayed fixed on the fire. Rule 6. If it disappears, don't call its name. For 3 days, Luna didn't come home. I searched everywhere, called her name from the porch, shook her treats. Nothing. But that night I heard her bell outside. It jingled once, then twice, then stopped. I opened the door. There she was, but not quite. Her fur looked damp, her eyes a darker shade, and her purr. It was too deep, like a growl. I backed away slowly, whispering her name. She tilted her head. Then, in a voice that wasn't hers, she whispered mine back. The voice came from her mouth, and from behind me at the same time. Rule 7. If it sits on your chest at 4 a.m., I woke up at exactly 4:04 a.m. Luna, or whatever she was, sat on my chest, staring down at me. Her eyes glowed red. Her fur was cold. I tried to move, but couldn't. My body was pinned. She purred, but the sound wasn't coming from her. It came from inside me. Something heavy pressed against my lungs. I couldn't breathe. Then she hissed, loud, and the pressure vanished. I gasped, sitting up. Luna jumped off the bed and faced the corner. A shadow figure stood there, half in the wall, half out. Luna arched her back and hissed again. The shadow faded, leaving behind black handprints on the wall. The next morning, Luna was gone. Only her collar remained, sitting neatly by the door with claw marks around it. I moved out that day, but sometimes, at night, I hear purring under the bed, and when I wake up, my new cat is staring at the same corner Luna once did. They say dogs see the unseen. When they howl at night, it's not always the moon they're singing to. Sometimes, it's the dead. These are 7 spiritual rules to follow if your dog howls after midnight. Because sometimes, it's not your dog that's howling anymore. Rule 1. Never call its name. If your dog begins howling between 3 a.m. and 3:33 a.m., never call its name. In that hour, it hears 2 voices, yours and something pretending to be you. If you call it, the other voice calls too. And whichever voice your dog walks toward decides who stays in your house till dawn. Rule 2. Don't turn on the lights. The howl is a warning, not a cry. If you switch on the light, you reveal what it's warning you about. And light gives the spirit form. Stay in the dark. Whisper your dog's real name softly 3 times. If it stops howling, the danger has passed. If it keeps going, it means the spirit's already standing beside it. Rule 3. Check its eyes, not its face. Never look your dog directly in the face while it's howling. Look only at the reflection in its eyes. If you see a second face there, one that isn't yours, it means the spirit has taken an interest in you. Say this quietly. Not mine to follow. Not mine to fear, then back away. Slowly. Rule 4. If it howls 3 times, someone is gone. Old spiritualists say a dog's 3rd howl means a soul has left its body. It could be a stranger or someone in your home. If your dog howls 3 times and stops, light a candle immediately. If the flame flickers in a straight line, the spirit's passing through. If it circles, it's still searching. Rule 5. Never let it inside after a howl. If your dog was outside when it howled, don't open the door yet. The thing that answered it might come in first. Knock 3 times on the floor and whisper, "I welcome what's mine. I banish what's not." Only then should you open the door. If the dog won't cross the threshold, the thing beside it already did. Rule 6. Don't sleep before sunrise. Once the howling begins, the veil is thin. If you fall asleep before sunrise, the spirit that came through your dog's call will stand over you and listen to your dreams. That's how it learns your fears. That's how it decides what shape to wear next. Rule 7. Thank the dog before morning. When the first light breaks, kneel beside your dog. Touch its forehead and say, "You saw for me, so I may not see." Because the howl wasn't a warning, it was protection. Every night your dog howls, something's trying to enter. And every morning you wake up, something's failed. So, when your dog howls tonight, don't hush it, don't yell, don't fear, just listen. Because every howl means your guardian still remembers your name.